Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 17th of June 2022. I'm going to use the Wildwood Tarot for today's reading, which is really a very, very beautiful deck. Just going to show you some of the cards here. Obviously very focused on nature, very earthy. My sun sign is Virgo, so this is the kind of deck I'm really drawn to. Let's see what the cards have to say about Friday and what energy you'll be working with. So I'm just going to shuffle these. All right, let's see. First card is in here. We've got the Queen of Vessels, Salmon, which is such a beautiful way of depicting the Queen of Cups. Then we have the Pole Star. Love will set you free, basically. And the Eight of Stones, the Eight of Pentacles. So not only does love set you free, but it sets you free in a very specific area of your life, which is work. So if you get in touch with what you love and who you love, and how you can bring more of that into your life, and how can you occupy a position of authority in a sense that you have some power to actually help people, the power to nurture others and to support them, will give you ideas as to how you can turn that into a full-time job, a part-time job, something that you do in your everyday life that then benefits others and it benefits you in return because you feel validated and fulfilled through that work. You also get paid for it and you can rent your own little cave. So this is really kind of moving to me, especially the Queen of Vessels. Okay, so the Queen of Vessels is the Queen of Cups. And usually we have a queen sitting on a throne and she's got a chalice in her hand and she's very nurturing. And I associate it with the ideal mother figure, the Reiki healer, the person who considers you with kind of unconditional love and who is always a touchstone for you and a support and someone you can lean on and rely on and someone who helps you through life. Water is about the emotions. It's about spirituality. It's about feeling connection. So connection to the higher realms, but connection to other people. And it also is very creative, which makes sense. So telling a child a bedtime story so they're not afraid of monsters under the bed and that they're able to go to sleep. Or it's singing a little tune, you know, around a campfire so that everyone's like, kumbaya, we belong here and we have this great sense of solidarity. It's that ability to connect with other people by extending yourself and providing something that other people find endearing or charming, that they find it's easy to connect with. And it creates a wonderful, loving atmosphere for everyone present. And I think this is brilliant with the salmon. The salmon returns every year to the place, I think, where it was spawned. And it's, I'm not David Attenborough, so please, if there are any errors in this, then let me know in the comments. But I'm not sure about this, but I think the salmon goes from the river or maybe even salt water, and it goes back and it jumps up these waterfalls to get further up the river to the place where it was spawned initially, and it returns there, and she does the same thing. So she releases her eggs in that same place, and it's a huge, arduous mission to jump up these impossible, like steep walls. But wonderfully and unbelievably and miraculously, the Queen of Vessels does it somehow. So that adds a whole nother element to the card because it's having this miraculous strength to be of service to other people. The idea that service actually empowers you, that you're able to do things which you could never do for yourself. So the Queen of Vessels here is at her most powerful when she has people and places and things to take care of. So ask yourself, what is it that I love? And how can I support that thing? How can I make it better or more luminous and radiant? And that will be empowering to you. Even though it doesn't seem that way, because you're giving something away, you get so much more back. So much more. Just as an aside, where I live, and I'm going to have to move because it's impossible. The church bells, then the kids yelling, then the drilling, then the monks singing. It's just non-stop noise. Today is a public holiday. So not only do they ring these bells every 15 minutes, they seem to ring them every other second. And it's starting to do my head in. So please excuse the noise in the background. The pole star usually is a woman who's completely in the buff, and she's detoxing and she's making herself vulnerable, and that whole process allows her to discover what a star she really is, and she's able to shine her light. So that's what this card is about. In this case, it's a man walking through the woods, and the pole star is up there guiding his path. So again, it's a changed meaning around the Queen of Vessels. If you help and nurture and support other people, it allows you to detox the negative, or to at least not engage with it. And it puts you in the position of being the star as far as other people are concerned, because you're the one handing out the sandwiches. You're the one saying, there, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. To the person listening, that makes you appear magical. If you make someone feel safe and loved, they're like, oh my God, this person is awe-inspiring. So you can be this guiding star for other people. And it's through this whole process of extending yourself to serve, to make other people feel better, to give them a direction, to make them feel okay about themselves. So the way it's usually when the star comes up, I talk about letting go of the negative in order to reveal your true light. And today I'm saying, use your loving, nurturing energy to become a star in other people's eyes. You don't have to do any detoxing whatsoever. And then other people hold up a mirror to you, and when you look at them, you can see how much respect or admiration they have for you, and that then in turn gives you confidence. So you see, this whole thing of what you put out, you get back is so true. Because here we've got a situation where you're giving the best of yourself in a really loving maternal way, whether you're male or female, so paternal, maternal, whatever. It shows you how important you are, how much of an effect you can have on other people's lives. And that's what's moving me so much. Because anyone who feels bad about themselves or unsure that they have any worth or whatever, you have so much worth. You're a star in other people's lives, whether you know it or not. So please stop bludgeoning yourself with booze and bad behavior that hurts you, and cigarettes and drugs that just kind of bomb you into the next dimension because you can't take yourself. Look around you and see how important you are. And I'm sorry to make this dark now, but if you're suicidal, you don't want to be here on this planet. You don't want to be here anymore, for example. Look around you and see how important you are on this planet, that you're here for a very specific reason, and that even if you don't know it, you can't see it in other people, there are people and places and things on this planet who need you, who want you in their lives. That recognition then of yourself in this role will give you a very practical exit into a new career, a new skill, a new talent, which you can engage with on a daily basis, which is then going to change the dynamic and the way your everyday life looks utterly and completely. So this whole process reveals your true shining star nature, and you're able to then channel that into something very concrete and practical, and you're able to work with it. So if you're creative, if you make little arrowheads or pots, or you do flowers, or you paint, or you write, or you sing, or you perform, look at what you can do in one of those areas. If you don't work at all, if you don't do anything, if you don't enjoy anything, then go through this process and look again at things in the physical world, things that you haven't tried before, and go, hey, I've never tried to make my own cave paintings. Maybe I should try today and see where it leads me. I've never tried to make a fire of my own. Maybe today I should try and see if I can do it and see where that leads me. That's the key, really, just to be willing and open-minded enough to say, hey, this is something new I haven't tried. I'm going to try my hand at it and see if I'm talented, if I'm good at it. So a new talent is revealed through love and through seeing yourself through this lens of positivity. I got a bit choked up here because, life is hard sometimes. And when all these things come at you, it's like, wow, I'm really nothing. And I have no value. And that's a theme we all tap into at some point in our lives. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the Hanged Man in the tarot. Perspectives and ways of thinking about ourselves, the world, they can change and they should change, especially when they're a bunch of nonsense and rubbish like what I just said a moment ago. So if you're in despair, you can turn that around, really. And the good thing about those super, super extreme negative emotions, despair and hatred and hopelessness, on the flip side, you've got hope and joy and direction. Everything on planet duality has its counterpoint. And this is a day where you can totally flip it. Number-wise, we've got the court card, the Queen, which is 1. 1 and 17 is 18. And 8 is 26. 2 and 6 is 8. So we've got 8, 8, 8. 1 and 7 is 8. Another 8. And then all of these combined, 8. 8 is strength and power. And today, it's this spiritual strength and this spiritual power to drag yourself out of hell and to plonk yourself into heaven. You can do that for yourself. You don't need permission from anybody to be released from your own ways of thinking. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm certainly going to. I'm going to take all my little nonsense thoughts and I'm going to throw them in the pond. And I'm going to then help someone else if I can. Well, I'll find a way to help someone else to reveal this to me so that I can have something be revealed. And this is very telling. I promise I'll finish in a moment, but this is speaking to me so much. This handprint on the wall, you have a hand that only lasts for what, 80, 90, 100 years, and then it's gone. But that handprint is going to last forever. And that's how influential and powerful your work can be that you discover on this day. As long as that cave is there, that handprint will be there. So it's work that can be a legacy that you can discover. Wow. Have an amazing day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a bit until you get to the button that says book your reading. Click on that to obviously book your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology. I combine all three. And if you have any questions about your life purpose, your true gifts and talents, your strength and your inner resources, if you have questions about relationship, moving, money, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. Hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.